Hello and welcome to another episode of my Autumn Diary, a series where I just bring you with me as I navigate this changing season. I show you my knitting projects and the nature around me. And if you've never been here before, welcome. My name is Martina. I live in the center of Italy on the hills with my partner and our two dogs. And we love to share about our home renovation, and I love to talk about my favorite craft, which is knitting. So you will see a lot of knitting here, but also a lot of off-grid home renovation videos. So today I am just going to sit here and talk about some projects that I've been working on the past few days. I've been a bit busy because Ali and her partner came to visit us. Ali is a friend that I got to know through this knitting world. She also has a channel called Ali in Sweatpants, so go and check her out. And they came to visit us all the way from California. So we spent 3 wonderful days. And she brought me little gifts, so I'm going to share them with you because they're very precious and they're knitting related. And then I'm going to share what I've been working on and some finished little objects. So today's video is just going to be me sitting and relaxing, and the next video, which is going to be in 2 days from this video, I'm gonna share our little day experience at Fattoria La Rocca, which is a wonderful local family-owned wool farm. They have sheep, they shear them, and they process their fibers into yarns, and they hand dye them with natural ingredients from their garden and their kitchen. We visited them and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful day. So I took some footage, so the next video is going to be about that. And we experimented with natural dyes, so I'm going to share about that as well. So stay tuned for the next video. And let's just jump right into the nitty gritty stuff. So Ali made me something. I gifted her some yarns, but she actually took the time and she made us matching accessories. And I absolutely love them. So she made us both a pair of socks. So she has one that is basically identical as well in the same yarn. So we were walking around with the same socks, and I love these socks. The yarn is so beautiful. I don't really wear variegated or speckled yarns, but for socks I think is wonderful. So I really love them, and I'm sorry I've been wearing them, so they're a little bit dirty. I'm just gonna wear them. So here they are. Love them. And then she made me one pouch. I think this is a petite knit pattern, and she made one for herself, and she used an Italian yarn that I sent her some time ago, which is a hemp yarn, 100% hemp yarn, so it feels very sturdy, and I love that. And I'll keep my cards or my knitting tools in here, like stitch markers and stuff. So I just love it. So love it. And she has one for herself, so we were like matching. And then, so before coming to visit us, they went to Florence, and she visited the store. It's a yarn store in Florence called Campolmi Filati. I've talked about it many of my videos. and she bought some alpaca yarn, and she gifted me 4 skeins, 50 grams each of this wonderful alpaca yarn. This is the label. It's called Inca Spun, 100% alpaca, and this is not dyed, and it's the color 408. I think it's like a sport light DK yarn, and so we had both 4 skeins each. It's like 200 grams each, and we were like, what can we cast on while you're here? So we were like just brainstorming for a while, and we were thinking some accessories like scarf or hat. But then I thought maybe we can make a slipover. I'm not really a vest person, but I guess I'm becoming, because they're so cozy and they really keep your core warm, but they're still not as warm as a sweater. So they're perfect for in between seasons, and you can layer them. So I'm really excited to dive deeper into the world of vests. We'll see though. And so we both started knitting on a vest with this yarn, and let me tell you, I don't want to knit with anything but this yarn. This yarn is just the softest, and it gives such a wonderful halo. It looks like you're holding with silk mohair, because it has this wonderful halo, and it's super soft. So I'm definitely gonna get more of this yarn, and I think it would be wonderful for like shawls, and I would like to knit like a beautiful long drapey cardigan. So I already came pretty far. I don't know, this was so addicting because of the yarn. I've already knitted this pattern. It's the Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knit. I've knitted one for my dad. I think I followed the size like 4 or 5, but this time I wanted one for me, and Alice knitting one for herself. I tried this on and it fits perfectly, so I'm very happy, and I'm just knitting mindlessly the body, and it's just amazing to knit on this. And I really have this feeling of like there's no turning back. I don't want to say, but this might be one of my favorite yarns. But we'll see. We'll see. But I just love it. One of my favorite animal-based yarns for sure. Just so nice. And I love the color as well. It's so pretty. And I've already, knitted the ribbing because I want to see how it looked. And now I'm just knitting on the body, and I don't know if I'll knit it cropped. I still have this much left, so I feel that 200 grams, I think I won't even use all of it. I'll probably use like the leftovers in something else, maybe a hat, because this is so soft. So very excited, and I've been just knitting on this before going to bed, and with Ali when we were hanging out and chilling. And yeah, that's a project that I'm knitting along with Ali. And then I finished 2 hats. Very excited for these 2 hats. I love them both. So this is a classic Oslo hat by Petite Knit, and I'm just in love with the color and the fit of this hat. I think I cast it on the smallest size, and she recommends fingering weight yarn held double, but I used like a sport weight yarn. This was in my stash and I've been having it for a long time now. And I think it was Drops Cotton Merino blend. So it's a cotton and merino, and it's in this rust color, copper color. I just really, really love it. I really love this pattern so much. And actually, Ali recommended this pattern in one of her videos. And so I thought, let me try. And I've been knitting a lot of them. But I gifted all of my Oslo hats to my sister and friends. So I didn't have one for myself. Now I do. And I want to knit more. But I love it. It's perfect. I just would have liked to knit the brim like wider or longer, but it's still fine. I'm still okay with it. It still looks nice and cozy, and I love that it's half merino and half cotton, so it's not like super warm. I can wear it also in between seasons, so it's perfect for autumn and spring, I bet. And this is the perfect autumn color also. So I finished this one. Now, I finished this one too yesterday, but I didn't block it. This one I blocked it. This one I didn't. And this is the Heatland cap by Fox and Folk, and it's a test knit, so the pattern is coming soon, I think mid-November maybe. Love this hat so much. I mean, look at this beauty. So beautiful, the color work, it was so fun to knit on it. I think that if you're new to color work, hats are kind of the best project to dive into because they're quick. You just have a tiny hat to work on, and you don't have as many stitches as a sweater, and you don't have like a tiny circumference like you would if you were knitting mittens or socks. So I think it's the perfect beginner color work project. It's still intimidating because you think, oh my god, there's so much going on, but I think the chart is so nice and clear. I love that there are only 2 colors at the same time, not always, but there are never more than 2 colors to work with, so that's wonderful. And yeah, I just loved this. I think it looks wonderful. Let me see. I should have a... It looks wonderful, I think. And I've knitted the kids size, and it fits perfect. It doesn't, it doesn't squeeze my head. It has room. I just love it. So I know other testers knitted the kid size. Love the pattern. She's, adjusting it a bit, but I love it, and I hope she will publish it soon, so you also get to try it. And look at the creases, how pretty, the crown. Love it. I don't even need to block it, but maybe. And I used a mix of yarns that I had in my stash. I'm not even gonna go through them. Some of you, the ones that have been here before, know that I've been knitting the Loom Pullover by Sari Nordlund, and I finished the body, so I was really like Now it's time for knitting the sleeves. But then I tried it on and it didn't fit me as I wanted it to fit. So I took the courage to rip it back. And I'm so happy I did that. So now I completely ripped back also part of the collar work, and I'm back at the very almost beginning. So there's lots to unpack here. Look how much I ripped back. This massive skein is like the size of my head, but I'm really happy I did. So now I can really knit it as I wanted it. I previously have done some modifications and I kind of messed up the fitting of the garment, so I wasn't really happy with it. So I'm happy I ripped it back. And now I'm thinking, before I knitted the flowers in a kind of pink color, this color here, and I love this. It's like a salmon color and I think it looks really beautiful, but I'm thinking to use this because I've already used it and I think it will look a bit more calm. If that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't really make sense, but I have, I think, enough to knit the flowers in this color, and then we'll see if I'll have enough for the color work on the sleeves, but I think it could be, otherwise I'll use another color. I don't really mind, but yeah, I think it would be really nice to use this color for the flowers, or I could also use a white yarn to make the flowers. That could also be. I'm pondering, but I haven't knitted on this. I just ripped it back and it took me like 2 hours almost because I've been using a very rustic yarn held together with silk mohair, and when you knit it with silk mohair held together with another woolly yarn, you know that is impossible, or it's very hard to rip it back. So it was hard, but I'm happy I've done that. So now I can now I can really knit it as I wanted it. I think there are different type of people, but if you are not happy with the project that you're knitting because of the way it fits or the color combination and you can rip it back, just do it. I know it's hard because you put so many hours, but you know, I think it will be so rewarding in the end. And I'm not a perfectionist at all. Like, I wear garments that have so many mistakes, that are very evident, and imperfections that are very like on your face, but I still am happy with those. Otherwise I would have ripped them back, I think. So I'm very happy I ripped it back. So now I can start kind of anew almost. Then I made some progress, but I haven't knitted on this. I kind of got a bit bored, I don't know. And I'm thinking of ripping it back and knit a vest with this yarn. But I know that I will use this garment so much, so I have to really think about this. So I've been knitting a ranunculus that I modified a bit, just a tiny bit. I added this horizontal braid in the middle, and I've been knitting this ranunculus, and I really love how this looks, and I think it would be so beautiful and romantic as a finished project, but I am not enjoying it too, like, yeah, I am enjoying it, but not as much, I guess. And because I'm using it's an alpaca yarn, I'm using this alpaca yarn, that I got on a secondhand store online. Adriafil Sierra Andina, and it's 100% alpaca yarn, super nice, super soft, almost as soft as this one that I showed before, and it's basically the same thickness, so it's kind of like a sportwear yarn, 50 grams, 133 meters. I'm using needle size 6 millimeters, which is the recommended needle size, so the gauge is quite, you know, open, right? And I am not enjoying that super much, so I might, not sure, I might rip it back and knit another vest. But I know that I would use this so much. It's just like the thought of knitting sleeves with these needles, and I don't have a tiny circumference for this size of needles, which I usually use for knitting sleeves. It just, I cannot. Knitting, you know, the body in stockinette will be fine. It's more like the sleeves. I just can't. So I'm putting it aside and thinking about it and pondering, and yeah. Okay, then last project I've been actively, I think, yes, working on is a project that I just casted on because I was like, I love this yarn. It's 2 yarns held together. I love them. One is number 4, Falkland Merino and Gotland blend by Gould. It's 100 grams and it's lace, so I'm holding it double, and then I'm holding it together with this, which is like a alpaca and wool blend by Drops, I think, that I had in my stash. Flora is called. So I'm holding these two together and I'm creating a drop shoulder top down sweater that I kind of casted on, and I'm following my own, you know, pattern. But look at the color, how pretty. I absolutely love it. So what I've done, I casted on 38 stitches with needle size 4 millimeters, and I knitted back and forth until I reached 5 centimeters, whatever, and then I broke the yarn and I cast it on for the, other side, other shoulder, and I've done the same, 38 stitches, stockinette, and then I casted on more stitches to join the 2 pieces, and I casted on 30 stitches, and now I'm just knitting forth and back, and this is the back of the sweater, and then eventually I'll pick up stitches and I'll knit the front right and the front left, and then I'll join them together and knit until I'm happy, and then join the back and the front in the round and knit the body. And then I'll pick a stitches around the armholes and knit the sleeves. So it's a super, super simple top down drop shoulder pattern that I just made up, and I really love it. So very, very in love with this. It's so soft and so sturdy, and I really need another one of these kind of like staple sweater in my wardrobe. So I've been knitting on that as well. Quite a lot of knitting, right? I showed you a lot, and I am very inspired. This season is the best season for me to knit and really dive into this craft. So I've been really loving all of the projects, and I'm gonna finish this maybe in the next 2 days, and then I'll have a very drippy, beautiful vest. So thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate you being here, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any content, and stay tuned for the next episode because it's very nice. I loved that farm and I'm definitely going to go there again. And I bought some yarn, so you'll see, and I'll talk about the projects that I want to knit with those yarns. So stay tuned for that, and thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Happy autumn!